Can we predict when and where an earthquake will happen? And if not, why not? The answer is, we can forecast, but we cannot predict earthquakes. Forecasting is a long-term estimate of the likelihood of earthquakes in a certain area, based on historical data, geological features, and statistical models. Predicting, on the other hand, is a specific statement about when, where, and how large an earthquake will be, which is currently not possible with scientific accuracy. Why is predicting earthquakes so hard? Well, earthquakes are caused by the sudden release of energy that builds up along the boundaries of tectonic plates, which are the large pieces of the Earth's crust that move slowly over time. When these plates get stuck, they create stress and strain on the rocks, until they eventually slip and break, creating an earthquake. However, the exact timing, location, and magnitude of an earthquake depend on many factors, such as the amount of stress accumulation, the geometry and friction of the fault, the properties and interactions of the rocks, and the presence of fluids and gases. These factors are very difficult to measure and model, and they can vary greatly from place to place and from time to time. Moreover, earthquakes are not isolated events, but rather part of a complex system of interactions and feedbacks that can affect each other. For example, one earthquake can trigger or inhibit another earthquake depending on the location, direction, and magnitude of the stress transfer. This makes it even harder to predict the behavior of the system as a whole. So, does that mean we are helpless against earthquakes? Not at all. While we cannot predict earthquakes, we can still prepare for them and mitigate their impacts. Here are some of the things we can do. We can monitor and study earthquakes using various instruments and methods such as seismometers, satellites, GPS, and machine learning to improve our understanding of earthquake physics and patterns. We can use forecasting models and maps to identify areas and structures that are most at risk of seismic hazards, and implement building codes, retrofitting, and land use planning to reduce the potential damage and casualties. We can educate and inform the public about the best practices for earthquake safety, such as securing heavy objects, having an emergency plan and kit, and dropping, covering, and holding on during a quake. We can also develop and implement early warning systems, which can detect the first signs of an earthquake and send alerts to people and systems before the shaking arrives, giving them precious seconds or minutes to take action and protect themselves. So, to sum up, we can forecast but not predict earthquakes, as earthquakes are complex and unpredictable phenomena that depend on many factors that are hard to measure and model. However, we can still take steps to prepare for and protect ourselves from earthquakes by using science, technology,